All right, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Engineering Major Philosophy Minor. EMPM is, of course, the channel where you can get a working aerospace engineer's opinions on topics pertaining to engineering, philosophy, politics, which will be the subject of this video, and various other social issues. I am smiling a lot right now because there was a debate last night which lifted my spirits between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. It was, of course, a complete crap show, as I had suggested in my previous video. And, of course, if you watch my previous video, all about 54 of you, I think, is how many views I have right now. If you guys watched that previous video, you would have seen that I had suggested that Trump try not to be such an a-hole, which he was definitely an a-hole in this debate, and I had suggested that Biden not waffle on his various political issues, which he did in this debate. Now, I do want to make a video coming up here where I break down each of the issues in the debate, and I kind of go through issue by issue who I think won that particular topic, and of course we'll tally up those scores, and we'll see from maybe a more objective perspective who actually, quote-unquote, won the debate. But for now, why don't we just give Joe and Donald a 10 scale rating. I would say that on a scale of 1 to 10, Donald Trump performed at a 5, maybe a 6 out of 10 at best. Joe Biden definitely performed at a 3 out of 10, I would say, at best. So just based on that, I think that Trump in general did better, but I don't necessarily think he won. Anyway, that's not the topic of this video. The topic of this video today is that today I was at work, I was having a good day, a normal day at work, and then I came across this headline in my phone. So let's go ahead and take a look at this article. 2020 debates, this is in Politico. Debates Commission says it will add order to Trump and Biden's remaining showdowns. The two candidates clashed bitterly in their first debate, with the president repeatedly interrupting his opponent and the moderator. Let's go ahead and read a little bit further on so we know what this article is talking about. The Commission on Presidential Debates announced Wednesday that the prior night's face-off between Donald Trump and Joe Biden demonstrated the need for additional structure in the format of the remaining forums to, quote, ensure a more orderly discussion. So, it seems that Democrats now are trying to shift the rules of the debate so that Joe Biden can get a chance to talk. And there was further this YouTube video right here. Next Trump-Biden debate will have new rules. So apparently this seems like a pretty credible thing that Democrats are now pursuing. Now, do I think that Trump performed particularly well in this debate? No. Do I think that Biden performed worse than Trump? Yes, I do. And now what the Democrats are trying to do is a huge mistake, which is they're trying to shift the rules so that it can favor Joe Biden a little bit more. And the problem is that if you came out of the debate thinking that Biden won, that Biden did a really good job, this right here, these two articles in this YouTube video, and of course the plan to switch the form of the debates to control Donald Trump, this completely undercuts the assumption that Joe Biden did well. Because if Joe Biden did so well, why do the rules have to change to basically prevent Trump from interrupting more? Now, this is a huge strategy blunder. Main reason being because Joe Biden needs to show himself strong enough to stand up to Trump. And there was something interesting that I noticed during the debates, actually, which is that Joe Biden almost couldn't even look at Trump when he was making his arguments. He was always looking at Chris Wallace, basically, the whole time. And he would often make jokes towards Chris Wallace, and him and Chris Wallace would kind of interact with each other, sort of against Trump or against what Trump was doing. And some of it was kind of jovial but half serious. But here's the thing, Joe Biden, you got to look Trump in the eye and you need to tell him, what's up, all right? If you are not strong enough and you need a little crutch or you need a little bit of, affirmative action, basically, to give you a leg up in the next debate, that shows major, major weakness. This is a huge mistake. Honestly, I think the best thing Joe Biden could do is he could come out publicly and say, you know what, no, I don't want the rules to change. I can hold my own against Trump. This was just the first of 3 debates. In the next debate, of course, both of us will come more prepared. We'll see what the other person's debating style is with each other a little bit better. Next round, I'm going to take it. I'm going to take Trump on. I'm going to do a better job than I did. Well, actually, don't say better job than you did last time, because that also admits defeat, basically. But basically just say, no, I'm prepared to take Trump on. This is what I said I was going to do. This is why I launched my campaign, to take Trump on. And you, the American people, deserve to see me beat Donald Trump on the normal terms and conditions that we have always run debates. So let's see what they're actually trying to change. So there's a ton of fluff in this article about talking about Trump's behavior, and here they talk about commission commended Wallace for his, quote, professionalism and skill. I think that's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, there were definitely parts of the debate where Trump was pressured on a lot of things, and Joe Biden just simply was not. And there were a couple questions that Trump himself actually asked of Biden in the middle of the debate, which you might say that that's kind of inappropriate. It was kind of out of the vein of the, thematic questions that Chris Wallace was asking. But still, it came up, and Joe Biden did not respond to it at all. And in fact, kind of deferred to Chris Wallace for Chris Wallace to basically take over and get Trump to stop talking. Of course, I have gotten in a number of just small debates or discussions with my family members or my friends who, have a more Democrat-leaning point of view. I have a more conservative-leaning point of view. Now, I don't want to disparage them in any way. I appreciate all of them very much. I appreciate all the discussions. They did get a little bit heated, but I have no ill will towards them. I thought they were good discussions, productive discussions. But one thing would happen. What would usually happen is one person would start trying to talk over the other person. I was guilty of that too. And eventually it would get to a point where I'd look the person in the eye and just be like, okay, but can I make a point? I'm going to make a point now. I want to explain to you. I want to address the things that you're saying. So Joe Biden should be trying to do that stuff, not trying to get the rules changed to help him, because it just shows weakness. It just admits defeat. Like, if you really believe that Biden did so well, you wouldn't have to change the rules, right? In fact, you'd want to keep the rules the way they were. Okay, let's see what they're actually going to change. It takes until the very end before they say what they're going to change, but they say here, at the very least, they argue, the commission should allow the moderator the ability to mute the candidates' microphones if they violate the rules of the debate agreed upon beforehand by both campaigns. I completely disagree with this happening at all. If you want the debate to go the way that the candidate wants the debate to go, then the candidate needs to man up and be the candidate that can stand up to Donald Trump. If you can't stand up to Donald Trump, if you can't get your story straight, and you need the rules to be changed in order to give you a crutch, in order to do something in your favor, I completely disagree with that. And this is a really, really bad move on behalf of Democrats, just politically, because the American public is going to look at this as a big, big sign of weakness. Like, I think this is a very big mistake. At least I look at it as weakness. Now, some people might say, yeah, you gotta limit Trump because he's out of control. It's like, no, Joe Biden needs to limit Trump if he's out of control. Joe Biden is the guy that you guys chose to run, that you guys thought could beat Donald Trump. So now he's getting put to the test, and this is the test. Can you handle Donald Trump in a debate? So muting candidates' microphones, I mean, Chris Wallace was probably the most moderate person that they have to be the moderator of these debates, meaning that basically the next people are going to be more Democrats, more on the side of Joe Biden, and it's a clear opportunity to basically implement bias and help Joe Biden avoid answering questions, help Joe Biden avoid legitimate attacks from President Trump. That is going to conclude this video. I've been talking for 10 minutes. Moral of the story is this: Joe Biden and the Democrats. If you guys want to have a shot at showing the American people that you are going to be strong, you are going to be confident, You are going to be pro-American way, which is completely open discussion, basically, with very few rules. You guys need to not change the rules. Because the second that you guys decide officially to change the rules, and in fact, just the fact that these articles are getting written, is testament to the fact that Joe Biden cannot stand up to Trump, is not as strong as Trump, is not as much of an alpha as Trump. This is a huge campaign blunder. So I strongly encourage Democrats, please don't actually go through with any changes to the debate. Just prep Joe Biden. He now knows what's going to happen. He's got 2 more debates coming up where he can switch up his strategy to respond to President Trump. This is about friendly competition, although it does get a little bit, heated. This is about friendly competition, an American competition. This is the tradition. We're doing the debates the way they have always been traditionally run. And if Trump's going to break the rules, then maybe Joe Biden, you can consider trying to break the rules, but you've got to do it better than Trump's doing it. So that's all I got to say for this video, guys. Stay tuned. Of course, I've got a ton of videos that I want to make. We're going to talk about a mask study. We've got computer parts sitting over here so that I can get the computer build going. That's going to happen this weekend. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and watch the debates again, full way through, take some notes, and we're going to go issue by issue and figure out who actually, in a more objective way, won the debate. So thank you guys for watching. The 50 of you who viewed the other video for an average duration of like 30 seconds. Hey, I appreciate the views. Go ahead and subscribe if you plan on watching more of the videos. And I will do a shameless plug and say hit the bell if you want to get notified when another video comes out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a good evening. Good night, guys.